Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We're doing another episode. I have Emin here with me today, and today, inshallah, we're going to be looking at a video called Do Muslims Worship the Same God as Christians and Jews? What a strange question. Emin, any thoughts?
I really am losing my IQ watching this guy's vids. Anyways, assalamu alaikum everyone. And Farid, shall we get into it?
Please.
Let's go.
Hi everyone and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. Therefore, Jews use different words for God, such as Adonai, my Lord, or Hashem, the name, or Elah, or Elaha, God, which the Arabic Allah seems to have come from. The Christian and Jewish God's name is Yahweh, formed from 4 letters, in Greek known as...
So, I just have to pause a little bit. Here he shows that the word Allah has the word in itself. Supposedly he's assuming that it has roots from this Hebrew word Elah. It's possible. However, this kind of proves a simple point that regardless if it's a title or a name, regardless of how you want to call it, it has the root in the same conception of the same God, right? The Lord of the heavens and the earth, the creator of the heavens and the earth. Whether you want to call it a name or a title, it doesn't matter. If you're referring to the eternal being that created the world, that is Allah, that is God.
I agree.
Let's keep going.
I agree. I'd like to point out one thing. So, if let's say, people in the West, people all over the world, they're fans of the Undertaker. In the Arab world, we call him Al-Hanuti, okay? Or at least the Egyptians call him Al-Hanuti. Does this mean they're referring to a completely different wrestler that lives in, I don't know, an alternate universe? La, it's the same guy. Yeah. It's the same person.
And you can do the same thing. I don't like to make this comparison, but you can do the same thing with the devil. He mentioned Russian, right? By the way, in Bosnia, we call God with the same name, Bog, right? None of us consider it a title, by the way. Everyone says it's a name of God. It's Bog, right? Which is quite interesting, by the way. If you want to say Satan, in English you say Satan. If you want to say Satan in, I assume, Bosnian and Russian, you say Javo, right? And if you want to say it in Arabic, it's Shaitan.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. In Hebrew, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. When in reality, the text reads,
the way he pronounces his Yehudi,
you can tell he's got the tajweed, he's got the tajweed down of the Bible, but he won't do that for the Quran.
The Quran never mentions Yahweh. The Hadith never mention Yahweh. No Islamic source ever mentions Yahweh.
Actually, I also would like to add that the name Yahweh cannot be found in the New Testament either, so I guess that Jews and Christians worship different gods as well.
Rip.
No, Muslims don't worship the same God that Christians and Jews worship. Islam just made up its own God, its own Arabic God, and appropriated qualities and traditions from biblical belief.
Alright, so any final thoughts on the basic idea?
Well, he basically conflicts between what religion is and what God is. Basically, because the analogy he gives with the 2 Americas is very, very deceptive. This can be used for religions. However, this is the God that we believe in is the same. Our concepts of that God are definitely different. And he mentions that Christians and Jews shouldn't admit this because Muslims are calling them deluded and stuff like that. Here's the thing. There are definitely beliefs in Christianity and Judaism that we will say openly without any fear are delusion. We don't believe that God has a son. We believe that's a deluded belief, that it leads to delusion. There's nothing that we have to be afraid of saying. However, regardless of that fact, there's no reason that's not a valid reason for Christians and Jews to say that we don't worship the one eternal creator of the heavens and the earth. What we define as God is the eternal creator of the heavens and the earth.
Beautiful. I'd also like to add that having 2 different concepts or 2 different views in regards to a being doesn't mean that those are 2 different beings. The person that I meet at work my perspective of him is going to be different than the perspective of his wife and kids of him, for example. Similarly, or not really similarly, but in regards to Ridwan's video, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala affirms that the polytheists of Mecca believe in Allah, even though they ascribe to him things that are very different than what Allah affirms about himself in the Quran. And yet again, he affirms that they believe in Allah. So yes, different perceptions in regards to a being doesn't necessarily mean that those are two different beings.
Exactly. I mean, it is true. It does say that in the Quran. وَلَئِنْ سَأَلْتُهُمْ مَنْ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ لَيَقُولُنَّ اللَّهِ. If you ask them who created the heavens and the earth, they will respond by saying God.
Yeah.
Really, like, it's that simple. It's different perspectives. And even if you look into our theologies, we define God, at least from a philosophical perspective, that he's the necessary being. Simple as that.
Nice.
Anyways.
I think we're done for this one.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed.
See you guys in the next one.
Like, share, and subscribe. And what else, Farid?
I got nothing else. You got something else?
Oh, you got nothing else? Yeah, I do, definitely. Stay away from Ridwan. Take care.